So you found the one. That house that checks all your boxes. The perfect kitchen, the dream backyard, the exact style that you've always wanted. But before you mentally start moving in and picking out furniture, let's take a pause. Because sometimes that beautiful home could be hiding some major issues, things that could turn your dream home into a financial nightmare. And I want to help you prepare for what to look for. So today I'm going to talk with you about the reasons why you might not want to buy that dream home, or at least be prepared for what type of repairs you might need. So let's get into it. The first issue that we see is one of the biggest deal breakers are foundation issues. And it doesn't mean that cracks in the walls are a big, huge no, because honestly, we in Dallas see a ton of settling cracks, and those are not a big deal. They're just small and it's just normal, especially in areas with clay-based soil. But with a foundation issue, it really doesn't matter how beautiful the home is. You really want to make sure that it's structurally sound, because when you go and fix those foundational issues, some of that beauty is going to go away because you're re-leveling the home. So things to look for would be cracks that are over a 1/4 inch wide, and doors that are sticking, and floors that are uneven. I've even taken shoes off with clients and we've walked the home similar to a golf course just to see if there really does feel like a lot of slope going on in the home. So if you see some major cracks or those sloping floors and doors sticking, just get a foundation specialist. You don't just walk away from it, but you need someone more than just a general inspector. All right, the weird smell test. If you walk into a home and it smells off, don't ignore it. Sometimes sellers go overboard with air fresheners, candles, or even baking cookies before showings. And I love cookies, but I really don't like the smell of cookies while I'm walking through a home. I always wonder, what are they trying to cover up? And so some of the possible things they might be trying to cover up would be a musty smell, which could be mold or water damage, a sewage smell, which could be plumbing or drainage issues. And overwhelming air fresheners, it's a big no. I mean, they could be covering up smoke or pet accidents, or maybe even worse. So one time I walked into a showing and the home didn't smell terrible, but it didn't smell right. And come to find out, we walked into this room and it had all these air fresheners plugged in. And what was happening was there was a bad pet urine issue going on, and it was in the subfloor of the home. Now, my client ended up loving the home, but they had to understand what it was going to take to get that smell out of the home. Another big issue is water. Water is one of the most destructive forces in a home. Why? Well, if water gets in, a lot can go wrong. Mold, rotted wood, termite infestations, or other pest infestations, and foundation issues. Some signs to watch for with water issues would be water stains in the ceiling, especially if they've been recently painted over, warped or buckled wood floors, pooling water in the yard after a rain. And personally, I love looking at homes in bad weather because it really kind of shows what's going on in the home when it's not a perfect day. Now, drainage issues can be remedied, but they can be costly. They could be up to $20,000 or maybe even more. And some of them can be really minor. It's just really smart to understand what you're looking for and why you're looking for it, and then to hire the right professional to come and help guide you through that process, so you don't move into a home unaware of what it's going to cost you to live there. Older homes, they are beautiful and they're charming and I love them, but they can come with some expensive surprises. Some common problems that we see in older home would be the electrical wiring. You could have aluminum or knob and tube wiring, which is expensive to replace and could be a fire hazard. Also bad electrical panels, again, another fire hazard, and cast iron piping because it can rust and leak. You never want to skip out on having your plumbing systems checked. If it's a crawl space, you can easily see if anything's leaking at the time, but if it's in a slab, you really don't know unless you really use those cameras to scope through those lines and understand what's going on. But the bad thing with water is that sometimes you don't notice it until it's really a big problem. Roofs. A bad roof is like a blown engine on a luxury car. Now, I personally replaced at least 3 roofs in my day, and it's not terrible, it's just not very fun. So when you're looking at roofs, look at the color on the exterior of the roof. Is it splotchy? Are there different colors? Do some areas look really worn? Do you see water stains in the ceilings inside, because you do need your insurance is going to ask you what the roof looks like and how old it is, but you want to make sure that you know what you're buying. And a roof can cost anywhere from like $8,000 to over $25,000. Okay, location, location, location. No matter how beautiful the home is, if it's in a poor location with things that just would bring the value down, I'd say it's a no. Don't overlook that location. No upgrade can overlook a bad location. The last thing I'm going to tell you is don't skip inspections. No matter how hard you're trying to get the home, how much you're fighting for it, always get an inspection. You don't have to ask for the repairs, but you want to go into home ownership knowing what you're getting. I know it's easy to get emotionally attached to a home, but buying a house is one of the biggest financial decisions that you'll ever make. So make sure you're not ignoring these red flags. Make sure you're calling the right professionals. So what's the biggest home buying mistake that you've seen? Drop it in the comments. And if you found this helpful at all, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.